What's up everybody, this is Nightman, and today I'm going to be casting a game between myself and Holo, who is a 2166 point Zerg in Division Zekrath Hawk. And today our match is going to be on Shakura's Plateau. Shakura's Plateau is one of the new maps in the map pool that was just added maybe about a month ago. I like it a lot. So I am the red Terran up here, spawning in the top right position, and Holo is spawning down here as the blue Zerg in the bottom left position. And I really like this map, I think, mainly because it really strongly favors macro play. The rush distances are really long. There's Zelnaga towers in the center that you can control that'll allow you to see any kind of incoming rush pretty early on if you grab them, and I like economy-based play. I don't like one base play. I don't like two base play even, really. I like to kind of drag things out as long as I possibly can, and I rely on good decision making as far as unit composition and unit positioning and macro to win my games. On this map, especially, I think it offers certain advantages for that style of play. Zerg is typically pretty greedy on this map. I'm not really quite sure. Holo realizes that in a second here he's going to send out a really early scout, which, I know he's already sent it out, my bad, which I'm not entirely sure why he did that, given the build that he goes after this. In Shakura's Plateau, you cannot spawn in close positions. You're always spawning at either diagonal or across horizontally. So I don't really get why you would scout on like 12 or maybe even 11, which is what he did, and then go hatch first. That does not make any sense to me. I guess it was because he wanted to do some drone harass, but I don't really see how one drone is that effective at the harassment. As you can see here, I'm doing sort of a macro-rax. Let me get the production tab up here. Building two racks, one over here at the side of my main. Shakura's has a pretty large main, and typically it is not entirely scouted, so I felt pretty confident that it probably wasn't going to be scouted, and even if it was, it would not have been that big a deal. But as it stands, he does not know that it is there. And what I'm actually doing is I'm doing a 2 racks fast expand. He's got his drone patrolling over here. Apparently he's worried about a bunker walling of something, which is a legitimate concern when you're doing hatch first. That's a pretty bad deal. He's got his gas up, but he has not put any drones on it. There he goes. And he's just getting double queens right now. Meanwhile, I'm producing marines, and I'm spreading them out here so that if he decides to send some slowlings my way, I can deal with them. And I'm going to go ahead and expand. Typically with my fast expand builds, I don't build it in my base and then float it over like a lot of Terrans do. I just go ahead and take the forward ground and then build straight away at the place that I'm actually going to be mining from. And I really think that's better for the most part, because you need to have established a defensive position in front of your natural to be able to take it in the first place. And this way you can immediately start mining while the orbital command is actually building, which I'm a greedy dude, so it makes sense for me. Meanwhile, our friend Holo here is just producing 2 lings. He's sitting his queen over here, I presume, to lay a creep tumor, which he's actually already able to do. I don't know what he's waiting for. Did that already happen? Hold on. We're going back. Okay, apparently he hasn't. He sends out 2 scouting lings in a minute here. I didn't want to miss my execution of the poor Zerglings, which is always pleasant to watch. I've gotten double gas here with my fast expand builds. A lot of fast expands end up with like 5 or 6 racks, but I really dislike that. I feel like that makes you vulnerable unless you're Foxer to Banelings and Speedlings. So I like to pretty quickly get a double gas. Really right before my natural is done, I get double gas, and then I get factory, and I switch into a more mech-based play. And looks like he's got pretty heavy speed, or not, they're not speedlings yet, they're still slowlings. It looks like, what's that, 16, 17, 19 lings. And I've moved out here, I see them, and because they're slow, I feel like I can take them. But I saw them change to speedlings, so I'm going to retreat back here behind my bunker, which will hold them off, luckily. He might have been able to run, he definitely could have run by, which really probably would have been a good idea. That probably would have done some significant damage, because I do not have stim. But he probably wouldn't have been able to take this force itself because of the bunker. He's getting double gas as expansion and his lair, as well as a Baneling nest. He did not hide that at all, so I get everything with that scan. It's a pretty money scan. Getting my second factory up, starting to produce tanks. Right now I'm really worried about a Keurig style mid-game Baneling bust, and incidentally that kind of looks like what he's going for. He's getting the Baneling nest, he's going lair tech, so he's going to be able to get Baneling speed, and he's already got a significant amount of speedlings on the field, and I would not be at all surprised if he starts to produce some more. Right now his creep spread is not particularly great. He doesn't really have anything beyond his natural there, but he did decide to only go 2 queens rather than the kind of popular 3 queen strategy right now, where you have 1 queen out there in the middle of the map to spread creep tumors pretty much exclusively. Siege tech not done yet. I built a supply depot up here to kind of help wall off a little bit. Probably should have built more supply depots up here to have a real wall. I'm kind of vulnerable prior to siege tech being done. If he'd pushed right then with a pretty significant number of banelings, he might have been able to end it right then and there. But alas, he has decided not to do that. He's produced some banelings, which don't have speed yet. He's researching it right now. It's almost done. Looks like he's getting double evo chambers and a roach warren, and he's producing some speedlings to add to his little fleet of zerglings here that are going to be turned into banelings, I would guess. And he's taking his third. And right now I'm just continuing to run off my 2 base here. I've got 2 factories, and it looks like 3 racks, 2 with tech lab, or no, 1 with tech lab. This one's going to get a tech lab in a minute though. And basically my composition is exclusively tank marine right now. I feel like tank marine is a pretty good composition until kind of the point at which mutalisks come out. Really not even the point at which mutalisks come out, but the point at which late mutalisks come out. Because typically when you do late mutalisk, you'll a lot of times see mass mutalisk, which is something that tank marine just really cannot effectively deal with. If you properly control mutalisks in number, you can just run straight over turrets, and you can evade marines, force them to stim, snipe medevacs, and just kind of generally give the Terran player a hard time. So really when you're dealing with mass muta, you have to get Thors. Even with the magic box, their range and the fact that they do splash, and a lot of times mutas are so clumped when they're moving around, is kind of a big deal. And I think he just accidentally detonated a whole bunch of his banelings. I want to see this. Oh, wow. I want to see that again. Shit. He's got 24 banelings, and looks like he accidentally clicked D. And wait for it. Oh, no, he has no banelings. Shit. That sucks. That's like Psy running banelings into destructible rocks. Oh, I feel a little bit sorry for him now. That's not fun. Anyway, he's doing okay. He's got his third up and running. Doesn't have gas yet. Now he's getting gas. But I'm still in 2 base right now. I am building my third, and the expansion strategy that I follow is kind of like Fruit Dealer strategy in the first season of the GSL, if anybody remembers that. I build a pretty strong economy over 2 base and get an army that's big enough to hold off any kind of mid-game aggression, and as I'm tearing, position matters an enormous amount, and I take a forward choke point, which will allow me to protect other expansions, like I'm doing here. You can see I'm spreading out my siege tanks, and I'm positioning my Thors so that they are on the outskirts, ready to soak up baneling damage,